Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back another video from 6. This is going to be an interesting one. Every time Gohan was stronger than Goku in Dragon Ball, um, there have been a few moments, hasn't there, when you actually think about it. I'm intrigued to see whether he counts the fight against Raditz as one, because, no one could do real damage to Raditz, and then Gohan rage blitz headbutted him. Obviously, you got the Cell moment there. Namek Gohan all of a sudden became like able to take on Frieza at one point where no one else is able to. Um, so yeah, gonna be interesting to see what Six manages to like pull out moments in this video.
Ever since Gohan was a little kid, he's been able to keep up with the adults in combat power. Whether it's against the strongest Saiyans, a galactic emperor, or the perfect life form, Gohan has always been able to rise to the occasion and at least put up a good fight and
Oh
a
yeah.
better fight than the adults a lot of the time. At the arrival of Cell, Goku wanted Gohan to surpass and be stronger than him, so I thought it'd be fun to go through the entire series and determine who wins at every point in the series. Before we get started, I'd like to ask if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel with notifications on, as I greatly appreciate it. The Saiyan arc has a ton of fluctuating power levels. Obviously, with his power level of 1, Gohan would never be able to even touch Goku, but when Rage enhanced, his power level shoots up to a crazy 1307.
Yeah, like when he's angry, he is crazy.
With a level this high, it's likely the headbutt that weakened Raditz so much he couldn't shake off a beaten down Goku would just ram right through Goku's chest and recreate what Goku did to King Piccolo if Gohan was to aim this at his father.
Yeah, so I'd
Over the
say
next
that
year,
that is a moment where
Goku and Gohan would both go through great training arcs, with Goku having the superior teacher and training methods, putting him leagues above what Gohan could realistically be at. Even Goku's resting power level of 5,000 is far beyond the 2,800 Gohan was clocked at when enraged and using his Masenko attack. Some might point to the fact that another enraged Gohan was able to send Nappa flying with a simple kick, but I think this is just an example of Nappa not being at his best and getting hit off guard.
yeah, just not paying attention.
He's
Yeah.
lowering his defenses purposely, but instead he's simply not expecting a counterattack from Gohan and isn't putting his all into the attacks. We do know Nappa is the kind of guy to get stronger when he actually locks in and puts his mind on the battle, showing when he goes from getting beaten up and made a joke of by Goku to being able to compete with him after Vegeta tells him to stop being so frustrated.
Yeah, he does. He calms and he's like, "Oh wait, yeah, let's treat this like a fight."
With Vegeta making comments like Nappa should realize Goku isn't unbeatable, and Goku saying after Nappa locked in that the fight could take a while. Gohan does get one of these rage amps again later in the arc when fighting against Vegeta, but Vegeta is definitely not at full power by this point and doesn't even have two working eyes, so at best this is unquantifiable. At the end of the arc, Goku takes the dub here, but earlier with Rage Boost, it's likely for Gohan to win. So for those of you keeping score at our two separate points in the series, these characters are tied at 1-1. The Namek arc brings excitement to the conversation, but
Mate, the Namek arc was so freaking good.
also confusion. Goku spends a lot of this arc MIA and without a sufficient way to gauge his power level. Meanwhile, Gohan's increases are always pretty substantial, but to avoid getting bogged down in the discussion with could-be's, would-be's, and maybes, let's just skip forward to when Goku arrives on Namek. The relevant thing to the discussion at this point are that Goku has a base power of 90,000 and he can raise it tenfold using the Kaioken.
Yeah, like at this point, Goku's stronger because obviously, like they're all fighting the Ginyu Force and are struggling, and then Goku comes in and just wham bam, thank you ma'am, just like manhandles them.
Or at least he theorizes that he can, and for the sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna take his word for it. Gohan's power level is all over the place in this arc, but judging by their respective performances against Raccoon, it's unlikely Gohan would be able to do anything to Goku and just end up with his neck snapped. After this, Gohan just kind of passively grows in power, I guess. A V-Jump guide with their power levels lists Gohan as a question mark, but elaborations and captions let us know that
It's like, we just don't know.
He has a base power of 200,000 and he can get far higher with rage amps. I realized he got a Zenkai boost after being healed with his battle with Raccoon, but against Ginyu and Goku's body, Gohan is not performing the way a 200,000 should versus a 23,000, which leads me to believe he grew even after this battle, which in a weird way sort of tracks. Vegeta makes an offhand comment to Frieza about how Krillin and Gohan's power levels are growing quickly and says Gohan's in particular is growing. The alternate way to interpret this here are just that Gohan is holding back on Captain Ginyu and that Vegeta is talking about the fact that their power levels have been increasing in these spikes.
Well, yeah, Gohan always holds back though. Like he's always like he never goes full in.
From the Zenkai boost and having their potential unlocked. But I don't think this is the likely interpretation. I think Gohan holding back on Captain Ginyu could be fine, but holding back to this extent instead of just immobilizing him seems a little too ridiculous to be true for me, especially given that the entire point was to beat him. I don't think it makes much sense for Vegeta to be talking about the spike increases they've been getting because Krillin only got one, that being when Guru lost his potential.
Full potential.
And we know his power level grew outside of that to 75,000 when before he got one shot by a Raccoon Kick who doesn't even touch a power level of 60,000. So it's very likely Gohan and Krillin are just growing passively in strength. I don't like bringing up Dragon Ball Super when talking about Dragon Ball Z, but this is weirdly consistent with that as well, since Goku says to Beerus that Android 17 doesn't do much of anything, but is still somehow around the level of those that have been training forever. Regardless, this means that at his base power, Goku is going to have to use a Kaioken ×2 to even have a hope of getting near Gohan's power level, and with Rage Boost imminent, it's possible he'd have to go even higher, all the way up to a Kaioken ×10 to match Gohan's full power. Frieza famously has a power level beyond 1,000,000, and Gohan, when rage boosted, is able to push Frieza heavily to the point Vegeta thought he was the closest to becoming the Super Saiyan.
Yeah, this was a mad moment.
Although this assault doesn't do heavy damage to Frieza, he is visibly bruised from it.
Hey, it's got marks on him. Like, look at the purple indicates like it's nearly blood.
And did claim that it hurt him. So I don't think I'd claim Gohan is stronger than Frieza's 1,000,000 power level, but he's certainly close to it. So Goku is going to need a Kaioken ×10 to also approach where Gohan could get. But as for Gohan's base power, a Kaioken ×3 would pretty easily wipe him off the map. The power debate gets kind of unfair from here on out. Once Goku comes back from healing, he's got a power level of 3,000,000, and Gohan never even begins to scratch that. The anime continuity briefly has Gohan come back to fight Final Form Frieza.
Yeah.
When it seems like Goku is dead, and
I forgot about that.
The most abysmal filler of the franchise. Filler already wastes time, and this is filler about Gohan wasting time. It really sucks to see, especially on the 100th episode.
I really forgot about that happening. My God, yeah.
Of DBZ. But despite this, Gohan doesn't do anything meaningful to Frieza here. The best you get out of this is Frieza having a shocked or scared look on his face when Gohan is coming at him, but that really doesn't matter. The assault that follows does no meaningful or visible damage. Then Goku with a 50 times boost to his power would obviously blow Gohan out of the water even harder in his Super Saiyan form, so that's another Goku W. For the ones keeping score, they were 1-1 going into Namek, and leaving Namek they are 4-1 or 3-2 if you count Gohan's rage boost against Frieza to be higher than Goku's Kaioken ×2 as a win for Gohan, but for the sake of this video, they are 4-1. Heading into the Android saga, things don't get different for a while. Goku is far and away above all the other Z fighters after returning.
The majority of it, yeah.
And even the 3-year time skip where everyone trained didn't help Gohan catch up to Goku and where he had eventually gotten. Gohan wasn't even stronger than Piccolo by the point of the androids returning, and Piccolo is not stronger than Goku or Vegeta, although he probably is close in power. Things take a turn for the better for Gohan when it comes to the hyperbolic time chamber. After spending a year with the two goals of surpassing the Super Saiyan wall and making Gohan stronger than him, Goku achieves both these goals, with Gohan hinting even before Goku called him out to fight Cell that he was stronger than his dad was. Thinking that Goku clearly didn't use half of his power when he claimed to on Korin Tower, and Gohan wondering why everyone was so impressed at Goku's full power, and even himself thinking that both Goku and Cell were holding back when that simply wasn't true, at least on Goku's part. Gohan is far stronger than Goku at
Yeah,
just his
I forgot about that's the realization as well. He's like, wait a minute, why is Dad holding back? And then it's like, well, wait a minute, oh, wait, I'm stronger. Oh God.
Super Saiyan form. And Super Saiyan 2 makes it a completely unfair fight. To quickly wrap up this section for the ones keeping score, they were 4-1 heading into this arc, and they are 6-3 going out of it, with Gohan winning both before and after his Super Saiyan 2 ascendance, and Goku taking the Mecha Frieza and 3-year time skip sections. Heading into the Buu arc, we're due for our most contentious fight yet, that being Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Ultimate Gohan. And I say that because for the beginning of this arc, it's clear Goku is stronger than Gohan, so there's no real point in lingering over it. And the answer to who wins here, unlike the past answers, differ from continuity to continuity. While it's still arguable Goku could beat Gohan in the manga, the anime leaves no room for doubt in this area, with Goku fighting a direct clone of Gohan while inside the stomach of Buu, and stating that the clone had the same power that Gohan did, and this is made consistent in different guidebooks supporting the anime. While Goku did need to go Super Saiyan to get the job done, that hardly matters at all since it's stated that Goku himself is only at 1% of his original power inside of Majin Buu, letting us know that Vegito is the only character who can maintain his original power level after being shrunken down. That might sound like Gohan and the others should be weaker in here as well, but that's not the case as they weren't shrunken down like Goku and Vegeta.
They were absorbed.
Instead, they were remade in this time
And then recreated
form.
into clones, yeah.
With Super Saiyan being a 50 times amp, you can say that their original forms, Goku as a Super Saiyan is 100 times stronger than Gohan, 200 times stronger in Super Saiyan 2, and 800 times stronger in Super Saiyan 3. What's the reason for this massive increase? A simple Zenkai boost. The anime has Goku and Vegeta get beaten up by Gohan pretty badly before they fuse, and they're healed afterwards, so they receive a boost to their overall power. Of course, this is a ridiculous increase, but get mad at Toei for making it, not me for telling you. Even without the
It is what
over-the-top
it is.
multipliers for how much stronger Goku is than Gohan, which should be consistent, we at least know that Goku is stronger than him in Super Saiyan, and it only gets worse from there with higher transformations. The manga is a different story for this fight, as there are numerous implications that Gohan is indeed stronger than Goku. The super exciting guy claims as time passed, Gohan becomes a strong young man. Goku feels reassured by the fact that his own child has surpassed and matured beyond him, and entrusts the world to him with peace of mind. Daizenshuu 2 calls Gohan the mightiest warrior, and the strongest jump tells us, at last, Gohan. Ultimate Gohan is stronger than Goku. This being the case, though they are still likely close in power. The same super exciting guide that claimed Gohan was stronger than Goku also says that when Buu absorbed Gohan, he gained a power on par with or the same level of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which isn't saying that Buhan is Super Saiyan 3 Goku level, but he got a boost of power that added a whole Super Saiyan 3 Goku on top of his already existing power level. El Manga Legendario somewhat makes this consistent, stating that Piccolo mistook Gohan's energy for Goku. So while Gohan is undeniably stronger than Goku by this point, it's not to the point that he would beat him senseless or something like that, but he would still win the fight. The end of the Buu saga is a bit different, however. Daizenshuu 2 tells us that in reference to Goku's speech to Buu at the end of the series, his feelings are understood or only understood by his fellow strongest, which here in this case is Kid Buu. I want everyone to keep in mind, this is not to say Kid Buu or Goku at the end of the series is stronger than Buhan. This is only to say that they are stronger than Gohan. But inevitably, I'm going to get comments saying something along the lines of Kid Buu being weaker than Super Buu, so I'm going to comment on that as well, so you can kind of see where I'm coming from here. The common reason to doubt Kid Buu being stronger than Super Buu or another Buu of that nature is to say, well, Kid Buu is simply Goku level, therefore is weaker than Super Buu, since Goku in the manga claims he can't beat Super Buu. This is all going to loop back together, so I hope you were paying attention. Goku says him and Vegeta can't beat Super Buu if they go outside now, and that's because the two of them are still tiny. He's still way out of their league while Goku isn't in his normal form, and they don't know how to return to normal size yet. We know that at his normal size, Goku should be able to handle Super Buu, because like I described earlier, it stated that he's around the level of Ultimate Gohan, who was clowning on Super Buu. For those of you who refute this, saying that Kid Buu simply has less than Super Buu, that doesn't make any sense, because we know the more pure evil Buu is, the stronger
He gets. Yeah.
But that's excluding.
Hence why when you remove Big Buu, yeah,
external key signatures that are stronger than his own. He could obtain key signatures that match his own or surpass it. And what I mean by that is, even if Buu is pure, absorbing someone that is stronger than him would always make him stronger. But aside from that, it must be the case that Buu, while being purely evil or more evil than good, is stronger, since that's the entire reason Super Buu is stronger than the Fat Majin Buu anyway. Fat Buu made an evil clone or version of himself, and he ate Fat Buu, became even more powerful. So Super Buu is made up of the same thing Fat Buu is made up of, but since the evil takes priority,
it's stronger.
He gets stronger. That being said, Supreme Kai tells us that due to the absorptions, Buu gained a heart and was reduced in power. This means that he was reduced in power not only from the Fat Kai that he absorbed, but also from South Kaioshin as well, since Supreme Kai says absorptions plural weakened him and not just one absorption. That being the case, Goku tells us that the buff Buu form is actually stronger than Super Buu, asking Vegeta why his ki is getting bigger following the transformation, and then he reverts to Kid Buu. So it's pretty clear, and if you want a simplified version, Kid Buu is stronger than Buff Buu, who is stronger than Super Buu. That was a long-winded explanation, but I know I needed to do that because Goku versus Gohan at this point, like I said earlier, is definitely most contentious out of all these other points I've gone over. For the ones keeping score, these two leave the Buu saga at 9 and 3. If you include the anime, or 8 and 3 if you just talk about the manga. Now let's move on to Dragon Ball Super. When I did my video for Vegeta and Piccolo, I covered each individual franchise, but
good video.
Gohan is never touching Goku in GT or even getting close, and Gohan doesn't even appear in Daima, so I'm just jumping
that's true.
into Super here, where unfortunately for the majority of the story, the same picture is being painted. Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, the Universe 6 tournament, Goku Black, Tournament of Power.
Yeah, he's not there, is he? Oh, until
Moro, and Granola arcs are all massive W's for Goku, and Gohan only gets close in the Tournament of Power arc, and even then he gets massively cliffed by Goku during the tournament to make it unfair again.
Superhero movie.
So heading into Superhero, Goku is now up on Gohan 16 or 15 to 3. Superhero makes this kind of simple though, and Toyotaro simplified it even further, where Gohan is called the strongest a bit before Goku and Vegeta's training, and then Toyotaro coming out recently and letting us know that everyone is around the same
power level, yeah.
Now out of the 5 main fighters.
I kind of like that though. You know, because like obviously Black Frieza is the thing that they're all gonna have to fight against. So make him stronger than ever, and make them all level playing field. Makes it more interesting.
That's all from me though. If you like this type of video, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel.
Hell
Other
yeah.
than that, have a nice day.
And you as well, kind sir. And you as well. I love Six's videos. They're always cool. Like, it's always an interesting discussion. Yeah. Fun. And yeah, I do kind of agree. Goku's definitely been stronger than Gohan majority of the series, but Gohan had his moments, and yeah, I'm gonna check out eventually. Was it could Goku beat the strongest sorcerer? So I think it's another Goku versus Gojo potential video. Which is always a fun discussion, seeing other people's take on it. But yeah, fun. Thanks very much for watching.